Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Movie Buffs podcast. Happy New Year! It's 2020. We are in a new decade. Out with the old, in with the new. But before we say goodbye to the old completely, we have a really good episode for you today. The Movie Buffs team is going to be giving you our movie updates as well as our top 10 films of 2019. I am your host, Steven Campos. Here with me is my co-host, Steven.
Hey, everyone.
And David.
Hello there.
So, I guess we're going to get right into this. I have nothing else to say other than how was your New Year's?
Oh, mine went really well.
That's great.
I cannot wait till we talk about these top 10s and everything. I'm very anxious to know what
Very anxious.
I'm excited as well, yeah.
Yeah, for any viewer who has not seen our previous video, we really discussed the differences between the two Stevens. I'm Steven, he's Steven. I'm more of a more lenient critic, would you say? You're more of the harsh one?
Yeah, but there are times when I'm like, you know what, I can forgive a movie because I like it.
Forgive.
Yeah.
See, even the...
Oh, well.
The words, the diction used here. Anyway, so I guess we're going to get right into it with this week's movie updates. Not really this week. These are pretty old updates. Many of you probably know about these things already. But if you're only using Movie Buffs as your only source of movie updates and entertainment, then oh boy, do we have some exciting news for you. All right, so first thing we're going to talk about is Disney Plus released their new release date for WandaVision. WandaVision was going to be coming out in April 2021. I don't know if you guys want to fact check that. Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't, because now it's being moved up to this year, 2020. What do you guys think about that? I'm really excited.
I'm very excited for WandaVision. That's my most anticipated Marvel TV show. Is that what it's being called?
I think so too. Because alongside WandaVision, Disney Plus is also releasing The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye. And while all of those shows sound very interesting, I think WandaVision is the most interesting to me. Also because of how different the style of this show is going to turn out to be, I think. So that's really exciting. So for anyone who has Disney Plus, be excited. It's going to be coming out earlier than we expected. If you don't have Disney Plus, wait until WandaVision's over, get your free trial, binge The Mandalorian and WandaVision together. It's very doable.
Yeah.
So
I'm not excited for WandaVision at all. Only because I don't know what's even about. I'm very more excited for The Falcon and Winter Soldier. Just because I like the Winter Soldier better. Like the movie way better. So I'm more excited to see more of them rather than Wanda. I mean, Vision died. Spoilers. So it's like, what's the point of him even having a TV show? And then the whole, they're doing it like the 1930s or 1950s or something. Mm-hmm. It's like, what
they said it's like the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yes.
That's what I don't get. It's like, why? Like, where in the movies did we ever see that come up?
Well, I mean, based on the articles that I've read, some of the updates I've seen are that WandaVision is going to be literally Wanda's vision of the life that she wanted. So we're going to be seeing her fantasy, if you will. But she knows she doesn't have that already, and it's going to be transitioning back and forth from that Dick Van Dyke 50s show to reality. And it's basically a message showing that she's going crazy.
Oh, okay.
That's a theory. It has, this official synopsis has not been released. But if that's true, that's what's getting me excited.
But also,
yeah.
The interesting part about WandaVision is that we have no idea what it's about. Because we've been told...
I just said.
But you said that's a theory.
Yeah, it is a theory. That's true. Nothing's been officially released.
Because we know that, according to Kevin Feige, the show Loki...
My boy Feige.
Loki leads into WandaVision, and WandaVision is going to lead up to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
That is true.
Apparently the first horror Marvel film.
Other than New Mutants, but...
Oh, yeah.
That's not MCU, though.
It is now.
Yeah.
That's
but
true.
I think what I heard is they're trying to take away the mutants part of it, since mutants was for Fox. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, but they don't say mutants.
The new experiments.
Well,
what did they call them in Age of Ultron?
Miracles.
Miracles? Like, oh, that's stupid.
Also, the casting for WandaVision is a bit weird. For example, they got Randall Park from the second Ant-Man film.
Yeah, he's cool. He's funny.
Yeah, but I don't see where he would fit in. They also got Kat Dennings in this.
Yeah, like what do they have to do with it? Because they're from one's from Thor, one's from Ant-Man. What does that have to do with Wanda?
So many questions. To find out, get Disney Plus subscription, $6.99 per month.
Promo code the movie buffs.
Please
This
forgive
is sponsored
me.
by.
We are not, by the way.
Please forgive me for butchering this name. I want to say it's Tiona Paris, and I think she's gonna be playing an older. I want to say her name is Monica Rambeau, or something. No.
Yeah, from Captain Marvel.
From Captain
right?
Marvel, yes.
And
her
she's
friend's
in
son.
there?
Yeah.
She's
Now it's
like
almost
an older
what's the-
version of the
Okay.
the girl from Captain
Ladies and
Marvel.
gentlemen, we are now experiencing Steven being intrigued.
No, I'm not intrigued. I'm more like, what do they? Well, I'm gonna have to watch it in order to find out what's going on with it.
All for $6.99 a month.
Is it only
Disney Plus.
$6.99?
It's only $6.99.
Oh man,
That's a great price.
I guess. Well,
Anyway, well,
oh,
since
Catherine
we're-
Hahn is in this. Sorry, I'm looking it up right now. Catherine Hahn, she's cool. All right. All right.
She's cool.
Since we're on the topic of Disney Plus, other updates that we have for you guys today is the Kenobi and Obi-Wan story.
Kenobi and
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan. Wow.
Kenobi, a Star Wars story. There have been many rumors, and now the Google pages have a cast listing. Disney Plus has not made this official, but many people believe it to be true. Very interesting cast. So Ewan McGregor is returning as Obi-Wan, and some of the more surprising faces that we're going to be seeing in this show, if what Google says is true, are Hayden Christensen coming back as Anakin, or Darth Vader, I'm guessing, because this is going to be taking place in between.
I mean, he did come back for Rise of Skywalker, apparently. Like, he did the voice.
Spoilers.
Again, get with the times. But yeah, he came out and everything. All these other people came out too.
More spoilers. Liam Neeson coming back to reprise his role as Qui-Gon Jinn. And the more surprising one, Clint Eastwood is in this show, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
That actually interests me because I'm like, I wonder what he would be doing. It's kind of like how they got Werner Herzog for The Mandalorian. I don't know how many people freaked out when they saw him. I did. Because I was like, wait, what? Herzog is in this?
He runs a Herzog
No, I don't.
fan page on Instagram.
We heart.
We heard Herzog. But I was excited to learn that. So I'm guessing like maybe they're trying to do something similar where they get like another veteran actor who you wouldn't expect them to be in this type of universe, and they make it work. So
this leaked because it's leaked, right? It's not
Yeah.
been official. Was this on Google?
It's on the official Google page, yeah.
Because right now I looked up Kenobi cast and they took all those people out.
They did.
It just says Ewan McGregor, Alec Guinness, and James Arnold Taylor. That's all that comes up when you
Really?
research Kenobi.
it could be probably Disney who like told them like you need to like remove it or something.
I think this
maybe.
further solidifies that casting was most likely.
Well, I still have that screenshot because I screenshot it when I saw that. So I'm going to be uploading. This is for those of you listening, if you can just click on the browser real quick to look at the actual video because the screenshot's going up now. See?
Wow,
we
what a
we,
screenshot.
We weren't making
Beautiful.
We weren't
Look at
making
that.
this up. It's true. So it was there. The information was there.
Look at that.
Disney better not flag us down.
I don't think so. I mean, it's news.
They won't. They're gonna be listening like, oh, these three guys, they're not a threat.
Hey, did you hear Movie Buffs put up another
The
episode?
movie buffs.
Bob, get in here.
Oh,
Bob!
who are those movie buffs?
Oh my god, no. Enough with the voice.
Okay.
Enough.
In more movie updates, this is, I think, the biggest and our final update for this episode. Quiet Place Part 2 came out with a... Oh, that's true.
Stay
Okay.
quiet.
We're going to sign this for
We're
this
gonna
part
do
of the
ASMR.
podcast. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Anyway, so Quiet Place Part 2, the new trailer just debuted yesterday, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It was yesterday. For any of you guys who haven't seen the trailer, you should definitely go check it out. I was very skeptical when I heard there was going to be a part 2 because I think the first one, though it ended, I mean, that ending, spoilers, what had a lot of potential for the story to continue, I was like, I don't think it should.
No, yeah, because well, for anyone who hasn't seen it, spoilers, we're about to say it. It ends with, of course, the dad dies
Mary
and the mom
Poppins
survives.
gets the gun.
Yeah, and they figure out the way to kill the aliens, if you want to call them that. And it ends with like them like, oh, we're ready, we can take them on. this is no problem anymore. Like, we've evolved. And so now that they're saying we're doing a second one, it's like, why? What else do you need to say? You already found out how to destroy them. What is it now? Now it's like, it reminds me of The Last of Us, the video game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the aliens or the monsters that is like the threat. Now it's like other humans, you know? So that's very interesting to me. And in the trailer, there's a scene, well, what appears to be like a one shot, one take car chase at the beginning. It shows how like what used to be right at the moment when the aliens invaded. So I thought that was like really good. I feel like it feels like, okay, if you're doing it this way, I'm glad that you're actually putting, talent into it rather than just another moneymaker.
Yeah, this based on the trailer, this definitely looks like something that there was more story to tell, and they're not just thinking like, well, we want to make a second one because the first one made money. What can we do? So yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to explain it other than mentioning that it's the quality that the film seems to have based on the trailer. It's there. It's definitely there. So I was proved wrong because I honestly thought it shouldn't have continued, but I am excited to see this. This trailer persuaded me.
It did. The trailer really did truly shock me as well because I was expecting something a lot worse than what I got.
But you have like Jamon Hansu in it too, and Cillian Murphy. Which honestly, when I saw the trailer, I was like, "Who is that guy?" He looks familiar, but I can't quite like put my finger on it. And then I looked it up, and it's like, oh, it's Cillian Murphy with a beard and long hair, and I was like, wow, he really like got into the role. Mm-hmm. It seems like all these actors are bringing their A game. And it's not like they're just like, oh, I just want to be part of it because they're paying me. It's like they're actually trying to tell a story. So I'm very excited for that.
Also, I mean, even if the trailer let's say in a world where the trailer was bad, I probably still would have gone to watch it just because of how good the first one was. And also, Emily Blunt in anything she does brings her A game.
Oh, yeah, so she's a very talented actress.
Very talented. So if anything, her performance alone, I feel, would have been worth the ticket price. That's a very bold statement, though. So any movie that comes out, if it looks shitty and Emily Blunt's in it, you're going to hold this against me.
Well, what about Gulliver's Travels or something like that? That Jack Black and John Krasinski. You ever seen that one?
I haven't.
Emily Blunt is in it. Jack Black plays like he's not a giant, but he just goes to the land of like little people who are like 1 inch tall.
She is going to be in Jungle Cruise.
Oh, yeah, with The Rock.
With The Rock. Which is... I mean, the style of that movie looks like any other movie with The Rock, but...
Yeah, I thought it was like, oh, what is this, the Jumanji third part or something?
Part 3.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's, there you have it for our movie updates. If you guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. Are you excited for A Quiet Place Part 2? What are your thoughts on the Obi-Wan cast? And are you excited for WandaVision? If not, what Disney Plus show are you most excited about? Let us know in the comments. And now, as we have all, the three of us here, have been greatly anticipating our top 10 films of 2019.
On a count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Time travel!
The main event of this episode, which is the two Stevens of the Movie Buffs team, will be breaking down our top 10 films of 2019. David will not be providing a list because he said that his list is almost identical to mine. So I guess we'll be speaking for both of us when I give my list. So getting into this, our first person who's going to be, well, between the two of us, who's going to be giving their top 10 list is going to be Steven.
Me. So let me start with number 10.
This war is just the beginning.
I'm not gonna fight your war. I'm gonna end it.
Captain Marvel.
Oof.
Now, I know a lot of people didn't like this one. And, well, with the whole, what happened with Brie and, things she said and people reacting the way they did. And it seemed like people, attacked it or whether or not they were being genuine with the reviews. I went to see it with an open mind. I thought, okay, this might be the worst movie ever. It might be the best movie ever. I don't know. But I went in there and I had a good time. I had a very fun time watching it. I did not mind everything about it. Like how everyone's saying, like, no, it's not this, it's not that. I don't like this, I don't like that, and it felt very meta in terms of like in real life people are saying, oh, she doesn't have any emotions, she doesn't smile, she needs to smile, and then in the film you have a scene where a guy tells her to smile, and then people get mad because like, oh, that doesn't happen in real life, and it's like people literally were telling her to smile, like things like that, showing the hypocrisy of some people, but then they don't want to admit that they're wrong. I think the movie did a very good job at portraying that. So that's something that I personally loved. But that's, it's at my number 10,
Which means it's good, but it's not that good.
It's
No,
not
I'm
my
kidding.
number one.
I'm kidding.
But it definitely beat out other films. But then again, I did not get to see so many other films. Like I didn't get to see Parasite. I didn't get to see The Lighthouse. I didn't get to see so many other ones like The Nightingale.
That's true. A disclaimer that I think we every listener should know is that these top 10 lists are very biased. So I mean, take everything we say with a grain of salt. If you agree with our opinions, then you'll most likely agree with our top 10 list. And also, we haven't seen every single movie from 2019. So, there may have been a movie that we missed that could have been in the top 10, but,
All right, moving on. Number 9.
You have super strength. Can you fly? If I quit your realm, I still rock Mercedes. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Shazam!
Shazam!
Oh my god. But yes, that movie.
I just turned into a stronger man. Y'all couldn't see that, but
Y'all couldn't see. The movie was really great, and that's what I loved about it. It was funny, and I think it was very, what's the word? It knows, like it's material, and it doesn't try to be serious, and it doesn't try to be like, like too funny to the point of it being cringy. It does the jokes right. It does, I would even say like the villain right. I don't need to sympathize with a villain or anything, but I think they're able to make you understand why his lust for power is so great, since they show him as a kid, like what he wanted to do and everything. And it shows like the responsibility you put on a kid is very heavy. You can't just do that, And I mean, not to spoil too much, but I thought the movie was just great. I loved it through and through. It would have been higher, but of course, as other movies came out, I realized like, oh wow, I prefer those, but this one is just as good. I would even say this is like a blind buy. Like I think that if you watch it, you pay full price, you'll love it.
yeah, and also having it be like in the 9th place of a list. Remember, this is our top 10 list, so even the worst, which is number 10, is still the best of the best.
Yeah, true.
So keep that in mind.
Yes.
All right, so the next one, number 8.
You look so guilty right now because you know.
We only do this every 90 years.
Midsummer. Ooh. Or, I don't know, some people pronounce it Midsommar. I say Midsummer.
I haven't seen Midsummer. I've got so many mixed reviews, I don't even know if I want to
But those
watch
are
it.
not good. David, have you seen Midsummer?
I have not seen Midsummer.
You have to watch it. It's so good. You have 2 people telling you that it's really good.
So it's a very, very... I'm getting literally mixed reviews. By like mixed reviews, like, 50-50.
No.
No, I've actually heard, like all joking aside from the people that I've actually spoken to, I've heard a lot of people say that it's not good. It's just, like, pretentious artistic film. I haven't seen it myself. I can't form an opinion. I can't bash on it. I can't
That's why you have to watch it.
I
So
don't
you can
know.
form your own opinion.
I don't know how much the viewers trust these, but Rotten Tomatoes gave Midsummer an 83, and Metacritic gave it a 72%.
Well, that just means that 83% of critics enjoyed it.
Yes, which
That's
is
pretty
more
much
than...
really
Yeah.
what Rotten Tomatoes is. I don't know. Don't look at that as like, oh, it has a 99%. It doesn't mean anything, really. At least I don't think it does.
Well, why did you like it?
Oh, I liked it because it seems like it's a very unconventional horror film. A non-traditional one, because you think like with a horror film, everything's in the dark. There's a monster, something's lurking, and here it's very much about the disturbing part of being with someone out of like politeness rather than love. Like, I don't want to give away too much about the movie, but the way I saw it, you know, it's very much, I'm not with you because I love you. I'm more with you because I don't want to be mean. I don't want to break up with you during this time of troubles and everything. I thought it was really good. The acting was phenomenal. The cinematography, the art direction, everything. Florence Pugh. Oh my God. What an actress.
It's National Florence Pugh Day tomorrow, apparently.
Yes, I love it. It's her birthday tomorrow, that's why.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
No, yeah. No, did you think they just,
I mean, I don't
the
know.
government decided, like, oh, Florence Pugh, then we
It's
have
gonna be today, guys.
Yeah.
I was straight up wondering, like, who's this Florence Pugh lady that she's getting an entire holiday? Like, what
You're going to know about her soon enough because, well, she already has more movies already out. I think she's pretty well known, at least on my radar. But for you, because she's going to be in Black Widow.
Oh.
So,
She's her sister, right?
I don't know.
Oh, from the trailer.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
But
Can someone confirm that for me? Audience, no, I want them to comment. I'm kidding.
then you'll find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Midsummer I think was really good. I think it is a movie that if you watch it, it is gonna not challenge you in the way of like, oh, can you handle this? It's more of like, can you see a horror movie that isn't done the same way that other horror films are done? It very much takes place all during the day. Like, it's no darkness or anything like that. I think like maybe 2 scenes, you know. But other than that, it's always in the day, and it's more disturbing, you know.
That's why it's titled Midsummer, because in the summer, because of daylight savings time.
Oh no, yeah,
Sweden.
of course. Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Well, in Sweden, there's like times where like, oh, the sun doesn't set only for like maybe an hour, you know, but most of the time it's always daylight, you know. So I thought it was really good. It reminds me of like old pagan films like The Wicker Man, not the one with Nicolas Cage, but the original one. So if you're like fans of those types of movies, I think you would enjoy Midsummer.
And if you're fans of Nicolas Cage movies. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I have nothing.
Okay, so moving on. My number 7.
You're just another sacrifice.
Ready or Not.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That was a good one. I did watch that one.
That one was good. I was surprised by it because it, like, I thought it reminded me of another movie called You're Next.
I've seen that one too. That's a good one.
And it did kind of remind me of that. Like the whole, it's at a party, one location. It's not a husband and wife, but rather like a boyfriend, girlfriend, a couple that they start getting hunted down by somebody. And in this movie, it felt very much the same. And I thought, oh, is it just going to be like that? But I ended up really enjoying this one. I really like You're Next as well. So this one didn't feel like they were copying. They kind of did something very different. I think the ending was really funny, and I loved it. And I thought it ended on a very positive, high note. I don't know, many people might think that. I think they will. But, you know, if any of you have watched it and you thought it was good, you know, let us know.
Again, with the comment I'm about to say, no disrespect to the actors, because all these actors were fantastic in this movie.
I think I know what you're going to say.
They did incredible jobs. But when I first saw it, I was like, this is the discount version of so-and-so. This is the poor man, like...
The poor man's Margot Robbie.
The poor man's Margot
Robbie.
Which
I think people say Samara Weaving looks like Margot Robbie.
I thought it was Margot Robbie at first.
Yeah.
And then when I really looked at her, I'm like, okay, no, that's not her. The man she marries is poor man's Tom Hardy. And his brother is poor man's James Franco.
Wow. Again, yeah, I guess I could see it.
Again, no disrespect to the actors. They all did a phenomenal job. But they're just based on their appearances, they look like other really well-known actors, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
So
it was a really good movie, though. I thought it was really funny. I had a blast with it. I didn't have a problem with it. So I think if you want to have a good time, watch that. I think you'll end up loving it. So...
I approve this message.
Number 6.
In this town, that can all change like that.
Hey! You're Rick fucking Dalton. Don't you forget it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yahoo!
Oh, God. Yes,
that was a good movie.
It was a good movie. I don't understand people who don't like it. But... It's so good, and I love, like, we can't talk spoilers here and everything like that, but, you know, I think Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate did amazing. I think people who linger.
Of Margot Robbie.
Speaking of Margot Robbie, I think people who linger on the fact that she's not in the movie for that much are missing the point of what Tarantino was trying to say about Sharon Tate and the legacy he was trying to give Sharon. I thought he did really good. I thought Margot Robbie did really good. Brad Pitt was fantastic. Leonardo DiCaprio was, in my opinion, the best thing of this movie, because his performance is really based on taking himself very seriously. That's what makes it funny, you know. Of course, there are going to be people out there who probably might not think that Tarantino, he went back to what people say his fanboy days, you know, like he can't just make a movie without, you know, having to exploit violence. You know, I didn't have a problem with it because, again, I knew what he was trying to say. I think we all did. Well, David, you saw it?
Not yet. I'm planning on to this weekend.
Oh, you're gonna love it. So I can't say that much about it. So I thought it was just really good, and I really, really loved it. Again, it's at number 6, but all of these films somewhat feel like number 1. Well, except for number 1, which is my for sure favorite.
Like,
but
best
we'll
of
get
the
to
best,
that.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. So now, number 5.
We can leave right now. I'll sell stories. And you should be an actress and you should have a life on the stage.
Just because my dreams are different than yours doesn't mean they're unimportant.
I have loved you ever since I've known you, Joe. I couldn't help it.
Little Women.
Ooh. I have not seen Little Women.
It's so good.
You invited me to watch Little Women.
I did. I was like,
busy. I'm sorry.
Because what were we gonna go see instead?
1917.
Yeah, but that was not playing here in the theater. Like we said, we don't have access to many movies around here. 1917 was not playing, so I immediately told him like, "Oh, it's not playing. Do you want to go see Little Women instead?"
In you know, where we live, the defense of that 1917 is not playing in a lot of places. It was.
It's a limited release for now.
Limited release for now. It's going to be worldwide on January. Oh,
yeah.
We're in January.
So sometime this month. Hopefully here, though.
Hopefully here. I'm sure we'll get it.
So I did invite him to go see Little Women. He did not want to go see it. He missed out.
Is Florence Pugh in that?
Yes.
There we go.
That's why it was amazing. But Saoirse Ronan is also in it. She was my favorite character in the entire movie. She did amazing. I cannot wait to see more of all these actresses. I think all of them did really good. Greta Gerwig did amazing. She was phenomenal in writing and directing this, adapting it from the classic novel, titled the same, Little Women. I think she did a really good job also handling the author's life. I think Louise May Alcott or something like that. She did a really good job kind of like portraying Saoirse Ronan's character with the author's life and kind of mixing those two together. Some people might not get it. Some people might not like it because of the inaccuracy to the novel. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I think if you're like me, you like Pride and Prejudice, you like Atonement, you like these old period dramas, Howard's End, I think you're really going to love Little Women. That's like my second favorite genre, period dramas. My first is horror movies, which I know they don't go together. But it just, I cannot recommend that movie anymore. Any person I talk to, I'm like, you have to go see Little Women.
Have you read the novel, Stephen?
I have not read the novel. I want to, though. I really do now.
So this review is from someone who has not read the novel.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just to make that clear. So the film, this is from someone who doesn't know about the novel. I knew about the other film with like Winona Ryder and Susan Sarandon and the other black and white ones, but I had not read the novel at all. But knowing what people have said about this and the novel, they've said that, it doesn't really... It follows some of it, but then it kind of makes its own thing at the end.
How was Emma Watson in this movie? Because honestly, like, from the cast, she's the most recognizable face, I think.
Yeah, I would say she is recognizable, but she does a really good job at, like, blending in with the character. She doesn't, like, overdo anything. She doesn't try to be the center of attention or anything. The person who stood out the most for me was Saoirse Ronan and Florence Pugh. Not just because, I love Florence Pugh, but because she did really good job.
Not just because I love Florence Pugh. Correction.
But because she did really good. Anybody who watches that movie, you're going to see, like, wow, all these performances are amazing. The costume, oh my God.
Oscar-worthy?
I don't care about the Oscars.
Okay.
So, I mean, but they're amazing. They're worthy of being remembered.
So, let's say there was a show called the Stevens Awards.
It would win probably costume design, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
But, this movie, this movie is so good. It would be higher, but, of course, everything else you'll see right now. So,
All right.
All right, number 4.
I've come from a wrestling family too. I know exactly what it means to you. But don't worry about being the next me. Be the first you.
What? Fighting with my family. Ooh. Surprise, surprise! Another Florence Pugh film.
God. How many movies was she in this year?
3, and they're all in my top 10. This is like the third one, if you will.
The year of Pugh.
Oh yeah,
year of Pugh.
I'm so glad to be alive
during the year.
During this year, yeah. But fighting with my family, it was so good. It was really no, okay. So I was a big wrestling fan growing up. Like the old wrestling. I'm talking like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Big Show, Chris Jericho, Triple H. You know, I thought this did really well in bringing that, like, what I loved about wrestling. But even though I don't know some of the wrestlers now, because I don't really follow it anymore, I think I felt like I outgrew it. But watching this movie again really made me feel like, wow, like it made me feel like back then, how when I used to love wrestling, and I miss it. You know, like I really want to go rewatch all those other, you know, like Shane McMahon falling off like the stage into, like, you know, almost breaking his neck and everything, or like Mankind being thrown off the cell, you know. All those things, it makes you really appreciate what wrestlers do.
And isn't this it's based on a comedy movie though, right?
It is comedy.
Okay.
And it does the comedy very well. Like I was laughing throughout. Nick Frost, Lena Headey, they play the parents of Florence Pugh. Her character's name is, well, she plays Paige, who is it's based off a real wrestler named Paige, who became like the World Wrestling Women's Champion, like on her debut. And you get to follow her story. And of course, they have creative freedom, so it doesn't follow, you know, verbatim everything that happens. But I think they handled everything very well to give you that uplifting story. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it made me appreciate almost all of wrestling, everything. The Rock was hilarious in this. I thought it was just like, it's actually like, wow, he's actually, you know, it doesn't seem like he's no, not like that, but it's like you see him like in other films and you're like, oh, The Rock, but here it's like he's playing himself, but he like does it very well, you know. I really love this movie, can't recommend it enough. Florence Pugh, yes. All right, number 3.
They were my father's enemies, not mine.
The screams of your men shall lull me to sleep at night.
You will not topple this King Henry V of England you so underestimate.
The King.
Ooh.
That one was really good. Again, I love...
That's a medieval one.
Yeah, that's the medieval one.
I saw the last half of that.
Why didn't you see the first half?
Yeah, what happened to the first half?
My girlfriend was like, we're just going to watch the last half.
Because she had seen it.
Yes.
So she was like, I'm not watching this again. You need to... Okay. That's probably... Did you even like it?
It was good. I acknowledge that it's a very well-made movie with fantastic acting, but there's just something about medieval pieces that I'm not...
It's very much humans fighting humans, and they add, like, politics to it. Timothée Chalamet did really good.
He did. Robert Pattinson did really good.
Yeah, dude, he was, like, probably the best thing. I was, like, very surprised. That, like, wow, is this Edward right now? He's been, like, blowing everything, like, out of the water, dude, with everything he does.
That accent wasn't that bad either. It was... pretty good.
It was really well done, and I think he was like the funniest part of the movie too. Like it's weird to say that, but
it's crazy because I don't know, one thing that really did impress me. I should watch the whole movie. I know
you should, yeah.
But one thing that impressed me about Robert Pattinson was I haven't seen him outside of Twilight. I honestly haven't seen anything else other than him being Edward. So to see this performance, I was genuinely blown away.
Oh, you need to watch Good Time. I may not have liked it that much, but I can't deny that his performance was really good in that. Also, High Life, that one was really... He did a good job in that one. Again, the movie, it was kind of like a...
If he continues with roles like these, I think he's definitely going to branch out of the pigeonhole he's in for the Edward person.
Oh, yeah, he probably will. And now that he's going to be Batman, you know, which...
Okay, he's great, but I don't know.
I think Robert Pattinson as Batman has potential. It can go south, but I do see it being really good.
I agree, and the fact that it makes people mad only makes me love the choice that he got picked. So
well, I mean, we for that one we have to wait for a trailer.
Yeah,
me,
so until then,
I'm not going to say anything. But
The King was just really good. It's on Netflix too. So if you have it, you can totally watch it.
Is it a Netflix original or is?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it's a Netflix original.
Also sponsored by Netflix.
No, we're not. If only. All right, number 2.
Damn! If this thing flops, you're gonna be working for free for the rest of your life.
I'm so grateful for what you did for me, because I never seen nobody that looks like me up there on that big screen.
Dolomite Is My Name.
Another Netflix movie.
It is another Netflix movie. It's the one with Eddie Murphy. He's playing Rudy Ray Moore, best known for his character, his fictional character he played in movies, Dolomite. And it tells the story of how Rudy Ray Moore became and how he invented the character of Dolomite. So you see him starting off very low and then trying to make it. And it just gives you this, again, almost with like, you know, Fighting With My Family. This uplifting tale that you're like, yes, like you want this character to make it. You want everything good to happen to them because you like this character. And I thought it was just really well done. I think they were able to reenact most of those scenes from the movie. If you haven't seen the film Dolomite, it's very old. I think it's from the 1970s. When you watch it again, and they also take movies from they also recreate scenes from another Dolomite movie. So they make it seem like they're filming 2 movies at once, but it's really only one in the Dolomite Is My Name film. Eddie Murphy did amazing. Keegan-Michael Key is in it.
Oh,
he's really
awesome.
funny.
He
is good. Wesley Snipes is
great too.
Hilarious in this. Mike Epps is in it. Craig Robinson is in it. I forgot the actress's name, but she plays Lady Reed. Her name is Divine Joy Randolph. She did amazing too. I wish nothing but good things for that actress. She was amazing. I highly recommend this movie as well. I recommend all these movies on my top 10, but this movie specifically because it does make you feel like happy at the end of it, and you're glad that someone like him got exactly what he deserved, which was nothing but
you deserve.
No, stop it. Oh my God. No, I knew I was even hesitant to like, oh no, I said it. I know he's gonna do something. But yeah,
Society.
Because you want nothing good to happen. You want nothing bad to happen to him, and you see him struggle. And when he makes it, of course, I'm kind of getting into spoiler territory. But I mean, of course,
let's try to avoid spoilers because again, like
yeah, I'm trying to.
If people are gonna take these as a recommendation.
Yeah.
If we spoil it, there will be like.
Well, I mean, if it's based off of, I think here it's kind of tough not to spoil it because, it's based off a character who made a movie called Dolomite. And the movie, it's about how he tries to make the movie. So the fact that he already made the movie kind of already spoils it.
True.
But it's the journey there that I thought was really well done. And that's what made it my second favorite film of the year. I hope all of you guys watch it again. It's on Netflix also. So.
And that's a Netflix original, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Also that.
I'll check that out, actually. I love Eddie Murphy. I think he's great.
He is. So now, moment of truth. My number 1.
Yes, you run, dear. And then I will find you. And you will scream for years.
Come and play with us forever and ever.
Dr. Sleep.
Doctor Sueño.
That's Spanish for Dr. Sleep, for you non-Spanish speaking people. So Dr. Sleep, I kind of knew I was going to love this film when I first heard of it. Mike Flanagan, if you don't know who he is, he created or adapted, because it's based off a novel, directed, wrote every episode, even edited every episode of The Haunting of Hill House, also on Netflix. We should be sponsored by them.
We should. We're giving a lot of free advertising here.
Now available on Netflix. That I loved The Haunting of Hill House. I know some people don't like it because of the book, when you compare the two, but now I'm to the point where I'm like, dude, anything Mike Flanagan does, I'm 100% for, and I'm always going to be excited for whatever he does. I'm very excited for what he's going to do with The Haunting. Well, now I think it's The Haunting of Bly Manor, the second season of it, which is going to be The Turn of the Screw, my bad. He also did films like Gerald's Game, also on Netflix, which was really good.
Gerald's Game?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he
dang. Gerald's Game was really good.
Yeah, and that's another Stephen King
adaptation
there. Here's another thing.
We should give Mike Flanagan all the Stephen King movies.
I agree. And no, and they even said, like, I think he even tweeted out, because they said, oh, we're thinking of remaking Nightmare on Elm Street. And then he tweeted out saying, like, oh, I have an idea for it. Like, hear me out. And I'm like, yes, just give it to him, dude. Like, he knows how to do horror. He even took, like, Ouija, the Ouija board thing.
Ouija.
There's a, I don't know what exactly. You take the first one, which nobody liked. He made the sequel and everyone loved it. It has like high reviews and everything. So he knows how to make something good. So to me, anytime I hear Mike Flanagan is behind it, he wrote it, he directed it, he edited it. If that's the only thing he did, I'm willing to watch it. So Dr. Sleep, I was really like, I wasn't even surprised like of how good it was. I knew it was going to be good. I knew I was going to love it. Did I know it was going to be my number one? Not really, because again, this is Stephen King, who I'm not really a fan of. You know,
Stephen King's fantastic.
No, because all the other films.
No, you're right.
No, I'm not gonna say he's not influential, and he hasn't had like he is very much a part of pop history, pop culture history, of literature. Like there are classes out there dedicated to like the works of Stephen King. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be acknowledged or anything, but when it comes to his films, they're very much, a lot of misses rather than hits, All
right, I'd have to agree with that when it comes to his films.
Yeah. And this one, I was like, it is a Stephen King film. I don't know if it's going to be that good, but it is Mike Flanagan. So I was like, I am hopeful that Mike Flanagan is able to take this property and make it better. Again, I have not read Dr. Sleep, though. Mm-hmm. I will after this. But it's the film that I think I'm just going to love the film more because of Mike Flanagan rather than the novel itself.
You go ahead.
Have you read The Shining?
I did.
Oh,
okay, so I wasn't a fan of the Shining novel, but I was a huge fan of the movie.
Okay.
So.
Going back to Dr. Sleep, also the cast, Ewan McGregor, Jacob Tremblay, Rebecca Ferguson.
Rebecca Ferguson, oh my God, Rose the Hat has to be one of the greatest characters ever written, invented, created, whatever you want to say. She did amazing, phenomenal. The little girl who was in it, what's her name? I know her name. She plays Abra. I know that. Her name's Kylie Curran or Surin. I think Curran. Kylie Curran. Abra Stone. She was fantastic. Like, you usually get like kid actors who, they're in films, you're kind of like, oh God, it's not even really that good. Maybe you shouldn't have cast it. This girl did her job. Like, she was an actress. This is what you need from like actors. Like, and Cliff Curtis is in it too, which I was very happy to hear because I want nothing but good things to happen to that actor. I think he's one of the most underrated actors out there. But yeah, this movie, I think if you watch it, you're going to love it. I think you would enjoy it as well. I cannot wait for the director's cut, which is apparently 3 hours long, hopefully. So, any more of Mike Flanagan is good for me. So
Mike Flanagan directing Florence Pugh.
That would be oh my God, dude. I would dude, yes. That would be amazing.
All right, so those were Stevens' top 10 films of 2019.
Hope you got some very good recommendations from it.
I hope you guys check some of these out too. So, now transitioning to the real top 10 movies of 2019.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding. No, Steven had some really, really fantastic choices. I haven't seen all of the ones on his list, but after hearing some of the things he said, I'm definitely going to check them out this weekend. Yeah, they actually seem really good. I regret not watching Little Women with you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you said it's not medieval.
No, it's not. It's really good.
All right, cool. So now, transitioning to the other Steven's top 10 films of 2019. Okay, so here we go. My top 10 films of 2019. This is going to be a really good list. I honestly recommend every single movie in this list, well, as I'm sure every single other person will too, if they're making a top 10 list. But anyway, let's get right into it. So my number 10 is...
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no.
Rocketman.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, how is that not surprising?
You put Bohemian Rhapsody on your top 10. It's like, if this one's apparently better.
Bohemian Rhapsody was just incredible.
That could be its own podcast.
That can be its own podcast.
Yeah, we have talked about that movie like so much.
Right now we're talking about...
Continue with Rocket
Man.
Man.
Now we're talking about Rocket Man.
That's the 1990s one, right?
We're talking...
The one I showed you.
2019.
But the guy who
Rocket
goes
Man.
to space. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Taron Egerton plays Elton John in this movie, and I thought it was done just wonderfully. The cinematography of this movie is actually very, very well done, and it's in the age of all these new biopics of musicians coming out, this one does do something different. It treats it more like an actual musical rather than concert tour, album tour type of thing that
like
movies
the formula that you see with music biopics.
Yeah, so it's it's not really having the music be translated into concert. Like you see them how they work on the song and then boom, they're in concert.
Yeah.
This movie does something different. It treats it like a musical. So each song is chosen strategically to fit the feel of the scene and to tell the story throughout. Yeah. And I think it does a really great job in telling Elton John's story. And Taron Egerton, like that guy did fantastic. His singing and just the way Taron carries himself, I think he did a fantastic job. Very great, very, very great movie. So add that to your list, to your watch list. Now, moving on to number 9.
Magic is very alluring. Without you, she may lose herself to it.
Protect Arendelle at all costs.
I believe in you, Elsa, more than anyone or anything.
Frozen 2.
Wow.
Frozen 2, I know. I'm going against the crowd on this one.
People don't like it?
People don't like it.
Really?
Well, I mean, people say it's good, but it's sort of that type of like, yeah, I mean, I guess it's good. I don't regret watching it, but I mean, when you're comparing to the first one, like, what the heck was this? We didn't need it type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I personally loved it. I think and it was kind of funny because I was the one who didn't want to watch it at first. I don't want to say dragged into it, but I went very reluctantly. I went with my girlfriend, and I ended up liking it more than her. Like,
did she like it at all?
She liked it.
Oh.
She liked it. She said it was good, but like I came out of that movie and she was like, "Okay, dude, calm down." Like,
did you like the first one?
I liked the first one. I thought it was good.
You like this one better?
I like this one better.
Oh.
Like I came out of the theater like belting "Into the Unknown." It was great. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay. You only said that so you can just sing that little part.
Yeah, you only mentioned this on your number 9 just so you can sing.
No. Oh, why? Was it good?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't no Rocket Man. But...
No, but I mean, honestly, Frozen 2, I thought it was great. It gave me the feel of watching an extension of a story, which it is. Mm-hmm. But you know how, like, when you go to Disneyland and they do, like, these character extensions in the form of, like, these plays?
Not really, no.
Well, they do that now. They do that now. And it felt like that. Like, at the end of every single musical number, I felt like the audience was going to start clapping. Like, I felt like I was in a theater watching a play. And it was fantastic. It was really funny. Disney took the comedy route. And I felt that every single joke landed. Like 99%. Okay. I'm sure if I rewatch it, I'm going to catch one that didn't land. But 99% of the jokes for me landed. And the animation is just beautiful. There's moments in that film where you don't know if you're watching an animation or if you're watching actual footage of the forest or the water. Like,
really?
Yes.
Oh, you saw it?
I saw the movie as well.
What did you think? Do you think it deserves to be on the number 9?
It was a total cash grab, and I would have preferred Frozen 2 was never made, personally. I'm surprised it's on any top 10 list.
I haven't seen them, but I agree with David there.
Well, I mean, you're probably not going to pay ticket price. But
my friend Clarissa saw it, and she said it was stupid.
Yes, even Clarissa saw it.
Yeah, that's the girl who hates
Clarissa.
No, she's awesome.
Well, anyway, the animation was fantastic. I mean, not talking about the actual characters, because, I mean, the actual characters, obviously, Disney's not going to try to make them look more real.
Yeah.
But, I mean, down to, like, what they were wearing, you can see the stitches and the fabric. It was... cinematography, everything. It was beautiful. So... That's why it's my number 9. So, moving on to number 8.
I need your help.
After this, we are less than even. There's no escape for you.
John Wick 3.
Oh. I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen it. You have to watch it. I mean, within the realm of John Wick films, I don't want you to go into this movie thinking like the human conflict and the desire.
No, yeah, I get it. It's all about the gun fu.
It's all about the gun fu, and also you can't have plot holes if there's no plot.
It doesn't have a plot.
It has a plot, but it's a very simple plot, but it works.
Okay.
So like this is the situation this man's in. He's gonna kick ass. Go with it, and you don't need anything else. And the movie is just so visually entertaining. And then this is going to be a little bit more of a biased review because Keanu Reeves's training for this movie. I saw some of the videos that he did behind the scenes and everything. How hard he trained, how much effort he put into it, just made watching the final product that much more enjoyable. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so if you're gonna go into this movie for story, this might not ever end up on your top 10 for anything. But if you go into this movie just to see 2 hours of Keanu Reeves fighting and being a badass, you'll definitely love this movie, which I did. I mean, I thought it was great. And again, there is story. It's just that the story is very simplified. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was fantastic. I was entertained throughout the entire thing. I can't find almost really anything bad to say about it. I mean, I'm sure if I nitpick, there'll be a couple things.
You can nitpick any movie and find everything wrong with it.
But on the surface, can't find anything bad to say about it. I loved it. John Wick 3, amazing movie.
I'll look for it.
It's right there.
Oh, oh yeah, you have it.
I have it, yeah. That's a buy on Blu-ray type of movie. Moving on. Number 7.
My guess is we don't find him till the thaw.
All right, Togo. Time for us to find out who we are.
Number 7 is Disney Plus's Togo.
You saw it? It's out already?
It's out already.
And it's 2019?
2019. This came out December 20th.
That is true.
Oh, okay.
Togo. This movie,
I'm confusing it with the other one. The Harrison Ford one.
All
the Wild.
This is William Dafoe.
William the Enemy.
The Enemy. This movie
Green Goblin.
surprised me to have made it on my list, and it surprised me to have it be number 7. If anything, if I was like, if this is gonna make my list, it's probably gonna be number 10. Because I went into this movie thinking like, oh, it's Disney Plus. Disney's right now, I guess, trying to do a lot of cash grab type of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I guess up until this point, I thought Disney Plus movies, originals, were going to be, I guess, on par with the old Disney Channel movies.
Like Halloween Town?
Stuff like that.
Halloween Town 2.
That's something that I was
Turn into Halloween Town. And then they changed the actress. Oh my god. They changed the actress at some point. They didn't get Kimberly anymore.
They didn't, yeah.
Kimberly J. Brown.
Poor Kimberly.
I know. I did not like that.
Yeah.
But
go on with your review.
But yeah, so it surprised me because I was expecting something of that quality. But I mean, I should have known better that getting William Dafoe into this, I should have expected it to be better, and it was. It really was. Cinematography of that movie is just incredibly beautiful. It's a true story, and from what I know, from what I've heard, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a history book, so if anyone sees anything false in this, don't hold me against it. But it's pretty accurate from what I've heard, and it's a thrilling movie. It's a beautiful movie. Great story. The acting was fantastic, and the performance of these dogs, because they don't use CGI, they use actual dogs. Those dogs, if there was an Oscar for a dog, I'd give it to
There's an Oscar for a dog.
But are you like, do they really not use any effects?
They do use some effects. I'm not gonna lie.
Because take the Lion King, that's all animated.
That's completely CGI. Yeah.
But they look real. They look like the animals are actually there. So.
You want to fact check that? I was under the impression that they were real dogs.
It is real because one of the articles says meet the real trainer and dog behind Disney Plus movie Togo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those dogs were really, really great. Great actors, those dogs.
Great actors.
Great actors. So yeah, I mean, if you have Disney Plus, again, $6.99 per month. Sponsor? No, I'm kidding. They're not.
With a free trial.
You can get a free trial. Check out Togo. Togo is definitely a movie worth watching. And if this is the future of Disney Plus films, there's a very bright future ahead for this streaming service.
And it's also for the whole family. It's rated PG.
It's also for the whole family. That's true. You get heart, thrills, emotion, everything for the whole family.
A remake of Snow Dogs, the one with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
No, it's not. No.
Isn't that Disney?
No, it's nothing like Snow Dogs. Yeah, I thought it was going to be something like that too. I mean, because it is a snow dog, but fantastic movie. Moving on. Number 6.
Oh. You're right, you may not be ready, but this is my responsibility. Saving the world requires sacrifice. Sometimes people die.
Oh my god.
I just always feel like I'm putting my friends in danger.
My number 6 is Spider-Man Far From Home.
Wow.
Yes, wow. That was exactly my reaction when I saw this movie.
Because it wasn't higher, or because it made it on the top 10?
No, because this movie is just freaking fantastic. Like, it's so freaking great.
It's different than the other ones?
In what sense? What are you talking about?
Like originality and the plot not being the same?
I have never seen Mysterio.
Oh, we can't talk spoilers here.
Yeah, we can't talk spoilers. God. But Mysterio, whoa. Like, if you're a Mysterio fan, man. If you've played the Spider-Man 2 video game where Mysterio comes out...
Quentin, right?
Quentin Beck, yeah.
Yeah, you hit him with one punch and he dies.
If you've played the Spider-Man 2 video game, if you read the Spider-Man comics, have been a fan of the Spider-Man cartoon, like the 90s cartoon, where Mysterio comes out, boy, will this movie not disappoint you. Mysterio, as a character, was so beautifully crafted. Tom Holland is always a joy to watch on screen. I don't think Tom Holland has ever disappointed.
What movies have you seen Tom Holland in?
The Impossible. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man Far From Home. Civil War. Infinity War.
Okay.
Endgame.
Oh, no spoilers. We can't talk about that.
I'm really... Endgame at this point.
At this point, that's your fault.
Yeah, you haven't seen it at this point. That's true.
If you haven't seen it, good for you.
What else has Tom Holland been?
I'll check that out right now.
There's that Nikola Tesla film. I know that.
He's going to be in the current war with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Actually recently
That's the one.
Came out a movie with Will Smith called Spies in Disguise.
Oh, and then they keep pushing back Uncharted, the one that he was going to do based off the video
game. Is that still a thing?
They lost its 8th director, I guess, that they hired now or something like that. So.
Point is, I mean, okay, granted, I haven't seen that many Tom Holland films outside of Spider-Man.
You know who we should get to answer that question? Who? Elba.
Why?
Elba's a friend of
She's like a huge fan of Tom Holland.
But I mean, and I get it. Tom Holland's great. Yeah, I mean, he's entertaining to watch alone. So like Tom Holland, and then the entire cast. Jon Favreau as Happy Hogan, complete awesome badass and funny. Zendaya did fantastic. I was not okay with Zendaya being in the Marvel universe at first.
Why?
I don't know, because I mean, I just know her as Casey Undercover.
And that was her, huh?
Yeah, and I'm like, is this really, like, are you really bringing in Casey Undercover into the MCU? But after watching Far From Home, I was like, yeah, I accept her. She's awesome. She's great. The entire cast. Tony, what's his name? The guy who plays Flash.
Tony I'm gonna butcher it up. Revolori.
He was fantastic. He's great.
The one from the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, he does such a great job. Guys, honestly, I know that after Endgame, a lot of people are like, we're done with Marvel. Literally, watch this movie, watch Far From Home, and you're going to see Marvel still has so much more to offer, so much more story to tell. They've peaked. I'm not going to lie. They probably peaked with Infinity War and Endgame, but there's still so much more great story, great visuals. The imagination for Marvel has not stopped.
I also highly recommend for you to stay for the end credit scene. It adds so much to the story.
What happens?
What? Spoilers!
Anyway, with that, we're going to move on now. So, moving on to number 5.
You have super strength. Can you fly?
If I quit your realm, I still rock Mercedes. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Shazam!
That's the app.
No, not the
Shazam
app.
the app.
Movie.
It's amazing.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this since it does overlap with Stevens' top 10 list, but for me, Shazam is number 5. Shazam felt like they were doing something new with the superhero genre that was really entertaining to watch, really incredible. The cast was amazing. Story was great, and they found the perfect combination of heart, thrills, action, and comedy. I know a lot of people feel that with the Marvel universe, there's an emotional scene, and then, you know, that meme where they just slap the button and it's like, joke. You know, they're just adding jokes everywhere. Shazam actually feels natural. When the comedy comes in, it doesn't feel forced. It feels very natural. And it really surprised me. I didn't expect Shazam to be as great as it did, as great as it was, but it is fantastic.
I agree with that.
So, I don't think there's anything more to say. We've already talked about Shazam based on the previous list, so we're going to move on. Number 4.
Yes, you run, dear. And then I will find you, and you will scream for years.
Come and play with us forever and ever.
Number 4 is Mike Flanagan's Dr. Sleep.
Well, at number 4?
At number 4, yes.
Yeah, it made it, though.
There are 3 other movies that I prefer.
Oh my god.
But nonetheless, Dr. Sleep was also a fantastic film.
Yeah.
Again, we've talked a lot about that one. I feel we're going to start overlapping a lot at this point.
I don't think so.
But everything that Steven said in his review, I completely agree with. So I guess the things that stood out to me, that's just what I'm going to say as to why you should watch it. Aside from everything Steven said, if I had to give you like 2 reasons on why this movie is great and why you should watch it, is Stephen King's storyline, fantastic. If you're a fan of The Shining, if you're a fan of Dr. Sleep, if you're a fan of just that Stephen King style, definitely watch this. And 2, believe it or not, Rebecca Ferguson. She did fantastic. I mean, I've seen her in other movies before, and I don't think I've liked her performance as much in any other film than I did in this one. Really intense scene. Some scenes that even you ask yourself, like, did they take that too far? No spoilers or anything.
Oh, yeah.
But, and you're just watching and you're like literally gripping onto, well, not literally gripping onto your seat. I mean, I wasn't literally doing that, but emotionally I was there. I
know what scene you're talking about. It's very much like, it does get to you. You're like, whoa, like, it... That's why I think it did a fantastic job at making you like.
You even ask yourself like, are they gonna stop? Are they like, how long is this gonna go? And it goes on for a while.
It does, and it's really good.
Now, have you read Dr. Sleep, the novel?
I have not, but I've read The Shining.
Okay, so you've read The Shining, but not Dr. Sleep.
No, not yet. I haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay, I just want the
audience. Yeah, so this review is from someone who hasn't read Dr. Sleep yet.
Same here.
I did have my problems with it. I mean, not every single film on this list is perfect, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But overall, the movie did do really, really great.
Of course.
So with that, moving on to number 3.
In this town, that can all change like that.
Hey! You're Rick fucking Dalton. Don't you forget it.
Number 3 is Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That movie, again, overlapping with Steven's. He basically said everything that needed to be said about it. But if I had to add my own opinion, I feel like this is Quentin Tarantino all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, like that was a weird way to put it, but he's just not caring about what the audience wants anymore. At this point, this is Tarantino having fun with his style. He's like, you know what? I think I'm a director I've proven to the audience that they should trust me. I've done 8 other fantastic films. This one, I'm going to do it how I want. I'm not trying to please anyone. This is just Tarantino having fun with his movie. And there's definitely all that beautiful Tarantino dialogue in it. Those awesome, gruesome scenes. That's also in there. There's a lot of tension. The characterization is done well. The acting is done well. It looks beautiful. I don't have anything else to add, but just to say that you all should check it out. It's a really, really fantastic movie. And see, I don't want to be repeating myself because I know you talked about it too.
No, yeah, but I mean, I think we both agree that it's a really good movie.
Yeah. Watch it.
Yes.
Number 2.
For my whole life, I didn't know if I even really existed. But I do.
Number 2 is Joker. The foreign film Joker. No, I'm
Joker.
kidding. Joker. Whoa! To me, this was a absolute game changer. Joker was just fantastic. I haven't seen anything else done like this in the comic book realm to bring these characters from comic books and just make them give them life and make them as realistic as possible.
You never seen that before? So you're saying that Marvel movies don't make these characters
as realistic as possible? No.
Or give them life?
Oh no,
I wouldn't say the life aspect.
I've never seen it before.
The life aspect is definitely
confirmed. Steven hates the MCU.
Oh my god. The life aspect is definitely present in the Marvel films, but this just with Joker, it really dove deep into the psychology of this crazy man who just who later becomes the character that we all know, and how vile he is, and it's just a great origin story to the Joker. When I first heard about it, I was excited, but I did have my doubts into thinking Joker's supposed to have a mysterious past. The Joker is, the less you know about him, the creepier he is. That's what makes him Joker. But this movie, it does nothing but give him great service. No, he was not underserved is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
He was, the movie was great. Definitely adds to the character. Definitely adds to the entire realm of Batman villains. It gives this really gritty feel to it, and it was fantastic throughout. I was not bored. Did not think any part was slow, and Joaquin Phoenix, that man deserves an Oscar. Whatever your opinion on this movie may be, let it be, but you have to agree. I think we all have to agree that Joaquin Phoenix blew everyone's mind with his performance. And now, moving on to number 1.
To everyone who's not in this room, to try.
We will. Whatever it takes.
Number 1 is the MCU's Endgame.
I knew it.
Whoa.
I knew it.
Okay. Wow. I should just end it there. That's all I need to say. Endgame. Endgame.
Have a good night.
Okay, so Endgame is the conclusion to literally 10 years worth of Marvel films. Mm-hmm. A 10-year storyline, and this movie just wraps it up beautifully. It does its job. It pulled it off well. Even for people who say that there are flaws in the movie, and I'm not blind. I can see flaws in the movie. But this is literally something that's never been done before. What Endgame did has never been done before. It was such a huge accomplishment, such a huge risk, and they pulled it off. Not only did they conclude 10 years worth of movies, but they pulled it off, and it worked. And not everyone, that's a generalization. There's a
majority of people.
Most people were very satisfied with it. You see the closing of a bunch of character arcs that you've been following for years, and I feel they did it justice. Each character in this film that had a concluding story arc was given justice. Even though people may be upset at it, within the realm of the storytelling, within the realm of these movies, it still works. Everything works. Everything was tied up beautifully with a fantastic red bow. And just Kevin Feige is able to just watch the sunrise on a grateful universe, if you will. So, those were my top 10 movies of 2019. Did you agree more with my list? Did you agree more with the other Steven's list? You can refer to us as Steven 1, Steven 2.
Which one is Steven 1?
Steven 1, well, the first one that you heard, Steven
okay.
1. And I guess I'd be Steven 2 since I went second.
I'm pretty sure they probably put I agree with you with Endgame, or the movies you chose.
Alright, so those were our top 10 films of 2019. My top 10, Steven's top 10. Who did you agree with more? Comment below, let us know. I feel like I sound like Jeremy Jans now.
You do.
Anyway, so shout out to Jeremy Jans. There we go. Awesome.
Sponsored. Yeah, he's cool.
He's cool.
Yeah.
We're being sponsored by him too.
No, we're not.
Alongside Netflix and Disney Plus. No, that's all a joke. We're not being sponsored right now. But if there are sponsors out there...
That's not...
Okay. No, we're done with that. Okay, so anyway. I'm Steven Campos. You can follow me on the Movie Buffs Instagram page. I'm also on Letterboxd as KB_96.
I'm David, and you can find me on Letterboxd at The Daily Bugle, no spaces.
I am Steven. I don't have a Letterboxd account yet. But you can follow me on Instagram at floatinginspace.cinema, where I post daily recommendations of films that I think are cinema.
Cinema. So just a bunch of Marvel
films. The Scorsese
films.
Definition of cinema.
Just a bunch of Marvel films. Just Google Marvel and that's basically his Instagram. I'm kidding. No, it's not. You guys should still check it out. He has some great movies on there. Anyway, so this has been the Movie Buffs team on another episode of the Movie Buffs podcast. See you next time.
Later.
See ya.